Hello everybody, today we are talking about rarity stacking in Path of Exile 2. More importantly, the rarity stacking bot that me and my team have been running for the start of this league. It's a 500% rarity bot. The build guide is in the description. We're going to be talking about how we can turn these into these. Let's get right on into it. So let's jump in then with a build overview. Some of you may well be sitting there asking, well, what is a rarity bot? Well, a rarity bot is a support class within Path of Exile 2. You are playing this with a party. This does not operate as a solo build. You stack up as much rarity as you can while staying as tanky as you can. Using the gloves on screen now, Gravebind. Enemies in your presence killed by anyone count as being killed by you instead. What does this mean? It means that all of your rarity applies to all of your allies' kills, so long as the enemies are in your presence. It's an important distinction there. It's the enemies being in your presence, not your allies. So we boost our presence, we boost our resistances, we boost our energy shield, and we boost our rarity. We do not focus on damage at all. Pretty passive class. If you like running around picking up loot, then this probably is the class for you. You can sink quite a lot of divines into this one. People do know the value of the top-end rarity gear. So a very well-built rarity stacker can cost you well into the hundreds of divines, but you can get one of these things up and running around the 400 mark quite cheaply. We'll talk about that as we go through. Most of that saving comes in on the Anvariuses, comes in on the Ingenuity. If we take a little brief look at the character, we're Chaos Immune, 1 life, so don't have any Chaos Resistance, don't need it. We're capped on all of our other resistances. We have 6,400 Energy Shield, a 1.19 energy shield recharge delay, and we recharge our energy shield in 3 seconds. We're also running Mind Over Matter, so our mana counts as a bit of a shield, and we also run Mana Remnants as well, so we overcap our mana, giving us about 7,600 effective hit points, which is pretty good. Looking at our skills, they don't necessarily matter too much. We will cover off these in detail, but most of them are just here for support and supporting your party or for boosting up your movement speed. We will go through all of that. As ever, everything is also written in the Mobalytics guide in the description, so do check that out. And if you enjoy this video, don't forget to hit that like button, it really helps. And if you're not subscribed yet, maybe get subscribed, that'd help even more. Let's do a deep dive into this gear and where you can sink your divines to find divines. Taking a look at the gear, there's a few things we should focus on. We will start with the rings. You want 3 Anvariuses. The important lines here are that you don't want more than minus 20% to all elemental resistances. This will prevent you getting resistance capped. Everything else, you just want as many rarity lines and for them to be as high as they can be. The best sort of rings are going to look... Well, interestingly, this ring works out to be better at 91% with the Ingenuity than the one that's 93%, because the way the lines work. I mean, I'm getting like 2% more from this. It's quite strange. You'll find with these rings, what you do is you open your weapon, you see 502%. Swap those rings around, it's 501%, even though this has 93% and this has 91%. And the 34% is on the left ring. And the 31% is on the right ring. So, you know, make that make sense. You know, swap your rings, make sure you've got your rings in the right configuration for maximum rarity. And you want to get just high rarity rolls. Anything above 90% on these turns out normally to be quite expensive, but that's what you want to be looking for on the rings, 3 of those. The Ingenuity goes with this. You just want highest rolls you can get on increased bonuses from left and right. You really want them both over 30 if you can. The most important part, which we did touch on in the build overview, the Gravebind. You must have these. The build does not work without these, and this is the reason for a stacking presence. The more presence you have, the more varied builds you can run this with, and they'll always be killing things within your presence area. How do we get presence area? A lot of that comes from Alpha's House, so any presence we do get is doubled. We also get 100 spirit from this. We have a spirit requirement of 333 on the build, which you will hit if you get Alpha's Howl with 100 spirit and your Scepter with 120. The other important line on the Omen Scepter, increased presence area. If you can get allies in your presence deal increased damage, that's nice too. It's always nice to make your friends deal more damage. Looking at the boots, you want movement speed. You're going to have to socket for resistances, but if you can fit sockets for movement speed on, that's really good, and you're going to want rarity. Anything else has to go towards really energy shield and resistances. If you can get double rarity lines, that'll be good. That's how you can push this up to about 525, maybe even closer to a 535 build while maintaining the massive presence. On your shield, again, resistances, energy shield are really important here. In fact, energy shield is really important with how we've got the tree set up, as we get bonuses to the energy shield that we get from our focus. Finally, the amulet. You want double rarity roll on this. Shore up any resistances you need, any energy shield that you can get. Allocation of Spiral into Depression. This gives you more energy shield and movement speed. You're going to be crying out for movement speed, or more rather, your party members are going to be crying out for you to have more movement speed as they zip around the maps as, you know, 24 attack speed, Tempest Flurry builds, and whirly Amazon builds, and other absolute spaffing nonsense. And you have to run around blinking after them. But there you go. That's the gear. It's nothing to... Oh, the last piece, the most important piece, and this has a really big crux to it. You want a Grand Regalia. You must have 7% all elemental resistances with 5 sockets. You might be asking why we're not using Rabbit Talismans in this. Rabbit Talismans are not proccing the elemental resistance per socket field. So we've had to use this to shore up resistances. If that changes, then I'll update the written guide. The written guide tries to make it clear as well that at the moment Rabbit Talismans are not working very well. If we can get that resolved, and if that starts being fixed, then we can actually, it looks likely we'll be able to fit Rabbit Talismans onto this with some slight changes and improvements to other pieces of the gear and get this closer to a 600% rarity stacker. So keep an eye out for that change if you are following this build. We'll touch very briefly on the skills, but there's not an awful lot to say. We're running Blood Boil because we can, and I suppose it does something. Earlier on, this might actually add a bit of AoE damage to a party, so you might as well run it if you're running the Ritualist. Comes from the Ascendancy, of course. We've got our Scepter running Malice, which has Clarity 2 and Prolonged Duration on it. You could equally run a Discipline, a Stoic Scepter, if you are needing to shore up the defenses of your team, and then you would have Discipline here instead for that extra energy shield. Orb of Storms, I think Danny runs this because Danny misses having something to cast. It functionally does nothing anymore because you can't put Font of Rage in it anymore. But if you like to have a button to press, then pick an orb and put down your favourite coloured balls, and that'll be just fine. Next up, we've got Time of Need. This will... We've got it with compressed duration, so about every 7 seconds it removes curses. It's quite nice for curse maps, seeing as curses aren't persistent anymore. It normally just cuts the duration of them down to max a third of their normal duration, so that's nice to grab. Overwhelming Presence used to mark enemies up and show when they were in your presence area. It doesn't seem to have that effect anymore, but it still reduces stun threshold. Worth running, can be turned off though if you wanted to squeeze more spirit, if you didn't get the spirit roll on the scepter or something like that. Blink's going to be very helpful. You need to travel around. You're basically at running speed. Blink gives you that little bit of a boost to keep up with your party. Mana Remnants is purely there as a defensive measure. It overcaps your mana, giving you an extra 400 EHP. And believe you me, you will see some... I've got a few clips later of Mind Over Matter working, just so I can show you the defensive layers. And yep, you'll see that defensive buffer it's pretty nice. Next up, we've got Blasphemy. This is where you've got a little bit of optionality based on the team you're running. If the team you're running with normally uses things like Penetration, you can run Elemental Weakness instead of either Enfeeble or Temp Chains. I'd probably run it instead in place of Enfeeble, but it really is up to you. And then you can get a lot more damage out of your team. And we run this with Whispers of Doom so that we can have 2 curses running at the same time. Enfeeble and Temp Chains, it just really weakens the enemy. It just makes it so much smoother for everyone and yourself as strong defensive layers. That's the skills. Let's jump on over to the passives. So we are running this on the Ritualist Ascendancy. We're doing that for the extra ring slot and the extra bonuses from equipped rings and amulets, really synergizing up with those Anvariuses to give us huge magic find. We run it with reduced mana. We can't afford the spirit or the elemental resistances. We grab Intricate Sigils for the +1 charm slot, which gives you a little bit of flexibility in buying a crapper Ingenuity that doesn't have 3 charm slots, right? So we just grab that. You can grab the movement speed, and then the life recovery rate. This is optional. I decided to take Blood Boil, but I really don't think it does an awful lot. But it looks cool, and it makes you feel like you're having some impact on the combat. So, you know, sometimes it's all about feelings, guys. I know, if you want to min-max it, though, run the movement speed and the life recovery rate. Even though the life run the movement speed and then pick one. Pick your favourite. The extra charms gained. These are probably your min-maxed ones, and you don't run Blood Boil, so I don't think it does enough. Next up, let's look at the tree. So we're running this with 6 jewel slots. We're running 3 Grand Spectrums. This gives us 36% all res, 4% to all elemental resistance per socketed Grand Spectrum. We've got 3 of them socketed. That's 12% each, 36%. Next up, we are grabbing Mystic Stance. We're going for faster start of Energy Shield recharge through to Mindful Awareness for a little bit more Energy Shield. We're getting Shimmering for more movement speed because we're slow. That's another grand spectrum there. We're grabbing melding for more energy shield. We're grabbing all of the energy shield nodes going down to the witch start. So that's dampening shield, rapid recharge, and pure energy. We come up, and this is where we find our first sapphire. For the sapphires, you want to be looking for increased maximum energy shield and presence area of effect. The others really do not matter, but just look for those 2 lines. You want 3 of those. Refocus for faster energy shield recharge rate. Whispers of Doom so we can apply those 2 curses. Patient Barrier so that we can get even more energy shield. We grab Convalescence for faster start of energy shield recharge rate. And then we come down for Chaos Inoculation. We don't want to take any Chaos damage. Up at the top, we get Eldritch Will. It sorts out our stun and ailment threshold. Enhanced Barrier for even more energy shield. We don't have any max life to convert to energy shield, unfortunately. Coming down here, this is where the focus is so important. We grab Warding Fetish for that 60% increased energy shield from Equip Focus. We also grab the 40 and the 40 on the way up here for 140% increased energy shield. That's worth quite a lot. Coming down the top here, we come up and grab One for all the presence area. Of course, doubled by our Alpha's Howl. Coming down here, we grab Mind over Matter. That makes that mana that nice shield. We're not using it for anything else. Unless you're spamming Orb of Storms because you're bored. In that way, sometimes you might not have max. Dependable Ward for more energy shield recharge rate and faster start of energy shield recharge. Really are going into that to make sure that if we do get hit, we can quickly nip out of combat and then be straight back in, making sure all the enemies are in our presence. Profane Commander. This is how we get to 3/3/3 Spirit, which we use exactly, which is just nice and neat. But 30% increased presence area of effect there. Calibration for some more energy shield and max mana. And then finally we come down to grab our 6th Jewel Socket there for more maximum energy shield and more presence area of effect. That is the skill tree. No damage, all shield, all presence. That is what we are all about. Let's showcase how Yoshi kills some stuff while I stand near him, and then how the team leave me in some sticky situations. I need to be the leader, Bonnie Blue, please. Thanks. Now I can open the abyss hole. Right, we're in. First, let's go.
Have you seen what someone listed for ADX last night by mistake? I'm assuming it was by mistake.
No. Yeah, I think that was probably my mistake. Those are some nice boots. Alright, let's go. Opening the hole. So now we cast our storm. We run ahead. We use ourselves as a human shield to save our party from certain defeat. This is an important part. This is why we've gotten so tanky. Run into everything, it's fine. This is peak gameplay, guys. Oh, Mr. Rare. Running around it. It's dead. Now, oh, there's a hand. There's something for me to do. That's like looting. If you make your character spin, it does make better loot. This is proven, tested, thoroughly tested. Corpse explosion. Oh, you got the hand. It's totally banned. None of the purple spap is from me, by the way. That's not what the Rarity Bot does. We're doing these balls here. You see this? This is us. Rare on me. And this is why you want to be tanky, because then you can run around the rares in circles when your friends miss them. That becomes your job. Just make sure that doesn't hit your friends. Just take it face on. And there we go. Because of our presence. Oh wow, we got one of the Viper caps, man. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think it's going to be a 5-slot one off the bat? 5-6 divines? Oh, we got all of the great uniques and a bunch of other crap. Some breach rings. Well, let's check this Viper cap. Oh, it's a 3 fewer. This is probably only worth a couple. Needs to be divvied up. Probably only worth 1, really.
Let's hope boss dies.
I'm sure it'll be fine. Oh, it's pretty close. There you go. Did him. And as you can see, our input was great. And so long as your duo teammate stays alive, then everything is hunky-dory. Not even a single divine. Terrible. I'm going to pick you up. You're up. Mind over matter does work. It's not a character for playing solo. Ooh. Mana potion just saved me again. I'm on like ultra strict. I see basically currency and tier 0 uniques, and that's it. And like tiered rares for some strange reason. Oh shit!
You're low?
Mm-hmm. And that's it, guys. That is the Rarity Stacker. You're there to support your team. You make them drop lots of drops. We run this thing on stream all the time, so if you want to see the actual impact this has on tier 16 maps, come check out the stream or check out the VODs. They're all stored on YouTube, and there's a little counter normally in the top corner as to how many times we've crashed and how many good drops we've got. So, hope to see you there. I hope you've enjoyed the video, guys. Catch you in the next one.